Good evening from Sao Paulo, Brazil. YusefWateef back in the game. I want to say it's good to have friends because when I talked to a few people about what we're going to go over tonight, I got a wealth of information. A lot of it was the same, which is good. It was consistent, both from friends who do and do not work for government, other expats and travelers. And a lot of this starts with somebody who asked me a couple of important questions, as well as a situation that some of my friends are in. Let me go back. The Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, a lot of you have never even heard of, and that's a tragedy because a lot of the people who watch here know that my channel is about three things, right? Money, because I love money, investments, cryptocurrency, staying away from debt, big social issues. I have a lot of friends we get together and talk about, but one of them is world travel, not just Brazil, but world travel. And a lot of the people watching here have either traveled outside of the country they're in or plan on traveling. They're waiting to travel again, or a lot of them are in another country now. And it doesn't matter which one of those categories you're in, this still applies to you. The Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, I don't even know when it started. I'll tell you, it's something that I've used for quite a few years. I remember doing it before Brazil. I remember doing it before China, a couple of years there. It's a free benefit that the government gives us. And I want to first read you something as an example of why it's important. This isn't to scare you or anything like that. This is just to give you an example of the kind of information on the high end that comes from the Smart Travel Enrollment Program. I got a message that said, this is an essential message. STEP is the best way as an American overseas to get best and most up-to-date coordinated messaging that the United States government, and in my case, Brazil Embassy HQ, Mission Brazil, as well as the Department of State's Consular Affairs in Washington, D.C. can offer. A lot of us who are already enrolled got this message, and it said on March 19th, the U.S. Department of State issued a global advisory level 4. I believe that's the highest. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. Advising U.S. citizens who live abroad to avoid all international travel because of the impact of COVID-19. Commercial flights are still available from the Brazil to the United States, and citizens who live in the United States and are temporarily traveling overseas should arrange for immediate return to the United States unless they are prepared to remain abroad for an indefinite period. I'm not going to read through all the points here. Anybody who wants this can always email me and I will forward them what the government information sent to me. But what I want is by the end of this for you to enroll in the program yourself because it's free. It'll take you longer to listen to me talk than it should to get into this program, because the word program makes it sound like it's got all these bells and whistles, and it's actually made specifically so that anyone anywhere can do it on their phone or on their, on their computer. The first thing I'm going to do is I want to say hello to Renee, Sister Renee out here in Brazil as well. Renee has a channel that she has been putting together, and she's been putting, let's see, where is it? She's been putting a lot of work into it, and she's a little different from me. We've had a lot of fun on my channel together, but the cool thing about YouTube is that everybody can be friends. You can be friends with her and friends with me. I want everybody to take a second and go over and click on her page as well. I'll tell you to do to her the same thing I tell people to do to me. Give it a month. Go to her channel. Give it a month. If you like it, stay. If you're not, that's okay. You can unsubscribe. It's not a big deal. But she's done quite a bit on what it's like right now, how to remain connected when a loved one crosses over, self-love, loving others, universal love, expanding your heart center, things like that. And I think those things are important. They're just as important as the hard technical data that I try to put across here. Speaking of hard technical data, hold on, let me show you guys why I'm putting this here on YouTube. This is important. This is information that I think everyone deserves, no matter who you are, no matter where. I was told I should save it and put it on my Patreon for the people who come to me for a lot of more technical information on how to travel, money issues. We'll be talking about some more investment issues soon. And I said, no, I want this to be something that everyone everywhere can use, but I am still going to show everyone my Patreon. Let's see. Oh, hi, Mika. And what I want to show everyone, this is my Patreon. It's Patreon/YusefWateef. My name is the same everywhere. and it's 10, 20, and 100. Each one of those comes with a very specific information. I'm not going to read through all of them now, but it's arrogance, cutthroat, and arcane. Make sure you go check it out. But what I want to scroll down to show you guys is here. We did high salary teaching. That was something that we did yesterday on how to become a high paid teacher in other countries. Steps that the average educated person can take. And in 4 to 5 months, I think, because what I did is I brought a Patreon viewer who's part of the Patreon on with an experienced high-level teacher, tell them exactly what he needs to do so that in 4 months he can change a lot of his life and his salary to live abroad. Your Brazilian CPF I did, that's, if you're coming to Brazil, you need to look at that. You 100% need to look at that. I don't care if you're coming for a giant holiday or for just a lifetime. Disaster business loans. We had Ashley, the attorney, one of my favorite people, walk us through how to do the disaster business loan application step by step so that people can get that money. So, going back. Hey, you know what, Renee? It's heartbreaking that you've never heard of this. This is something that we all need, and I hope you make it a point to share this on your Facebook. Everybody, make sure you click subscribe, share this on your Facebook, your social media, your Instagram, someplace like that, because that's how this channel has been growing. So what is the Smart Travel Enrollment Program to me? To me, it's that email I get anytime anything in a country where I am goes bump in the night. Doesn't matter if I think it's important. I'm going to get an email saying, hey, this happened over there. Maybe there was an earthquake or a flood or a political issue, or these politicians are arguing. Be careful. Or it could be something as simple as, we're sending this out to every American that's registered in this country so that you know what your options are. A lot of Americans, what they don't want is they don't want to believe that they should give all the information to the government because I don't want them to know where you are. Let me tell you something. The best place in the world right now, if you do have anything weird happen to you, the best thing that you can do is hope that the US government can at the very least, keep track of you. How else will they know where you are? How else will they know whether or not to talk to a family member? Don't go to another country trying to be clever, talking about, I'm going to stay off the grid. If they have your passport coming into a country, they already know you're there. It's better for them to have all my information. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put here in the comments. First, I'm going to put the mobile app. You can do this on your phone even. That's how dirt simple they make that. Step by phone. Boom. But I also want to go through it, and I want to show you, let's see. I want to show it to you online. I want to show you all the things that they asked for so that you know it's not that big of a deal. Okay? I'm going to put here in the comment section, I'm going to put step on your computer. There. There. Smart Traveler Enrollment Program. Yes, smart makes it a clever way to say the whole thing, step, but you really, if you're a smart person, you'll do this ahead of time. Create account. They do a privacy act. I'm not going to read all this to you. I just want you to see something. You click, I have read all the terms. I read it when I did it. Account information. What are they going to ask you for? Oh, here we go. A username, a password, confirm password, and a security question. Don't make your password clever. Make your password one of the formulas that you can use. As a matter of fact, I will put a link to a password formula that you can always use. Don't use one that you're going to forget. Matter of fact, let me do that now before I forget, because I know somebody somewhere is going to click this link now and they're going to say, I'm going to do this real quick before he even gets to the end of the video. There was an article by How to Geek, and it was Geek to Live by Lifehacker, and it's choose and remember great passwords. It's a simple formula that lets everybody figure out how they're going to do a password anywhere that they won't forget. I'll put that link in here. Don't say YusefWateef never gave you anything for free. There you go. Okay. After this section, you click traveler information. First name, middle name, last name. The red dot means you must have one. Not everybody has a middle name. That's okay. Suffix. What's a suffix? What? First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Date of birth, month, day, year. Gender, male and female. Some people may get mad about that. I genuinely don't care. Don't let your political beliefs stop you from registering this, because they might not have the gender that you feel you were born with. Fuck you, fuck your feelings. This is your safety at hand. Click one. Click the one that the average idiot on the street would identify you as, because if you're in an awkward situation somewhere in the world and they need to send you information, or, and I hope this never happens, send help for you, they need to go look for somebody. Don't make these people look for somebody who's the person you think you are on the inside and not who you look like. Feel free to be mad in the comments. Citizenship, United States of America. Huh. Well, look, I didn't know that other people could do this. You got me. I've never clicked anything other than. Comments, health concerns, accessibility issues, other important travel information. Hey, you have an allergy to a particular food, a particular drug. You're a veteran. Tell them what your job is, no matter what it is. You're injured. Maybe you're diabetic. Maybe you're missing an arm or a leg. Maybe you've got a definitive scar on your face that will help them know who you are. All those small things that people wouldn't say in polite company to identify you should go there. 225 pound, bald head black guy, glasses, short, lots of muscle. Well, after this whole quarantine thing, I'm not gaining weight, but I'm getting fluffy, but I know that that's my ego, and I'm all sensitive because part of my ego tells, I am a weightlifter, and then when you're not lifting, it's a different issue. All that stuff goes in there. Put as much as you possibly can. That's important. Let's see. Hey, Brother Art, welcome. I'm glad to see you. Please be sure to share this. Art, please be sure to share this on your Facebook. And start from the beginning if you're not there yet. If you weren't here then. Your email. And additional email. If you have a regular email, I always say use your personal email first, and then maybe if you have a work email, that one second, because anything could happen. I don't like using my work email for anything that's critically important, because anything can happen to your work email. You could quit. You could get fired. Any of those things could happen. You might forget to update that system. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you something that, where are we? I'm going to show you guys, let's see, something that I did the other day. And when I talked about making sure that we used our email the right way and passwords and all those small things, matter of fact, check this out. I did an article called Hard Reset Weekend, and going over all your social media issues, all your social media passwords, all your social media accounts. Hard Reset Weekend. Hard Reset Weekend. Go look at that. It's important. Let's go back to the STEP program. Where are we? Creating our individual account. Passport number or passport card number. If you don't have a passport card, I suggest get one. The passport is a big, square, chunky box that you have to carry in your back pocket when you travel internationally. And depending on where you are, you may not want to, or you may not need to carry it every day, right? But what you can do is apply for a United States passport card. This is something else you guys might not necessarily know about. Let me give you the game for free. It's the same size as the driver's license. Matter of fact, let me go here. Boom, boom, boom. United States passport card. The United States passport card is an official identity and limited travel document issued by the United States federal government and is in the size of a credit card. It may often be used as an identity card for purposes other than international travel, such as domestic air travel. Now, what does that mean? It means you can carry that in your wallet or your purse just like you would a driver's license. And it is 100% legal across the world as an identity card that shows that you are an American. It's got a separate number on it, actually, interestingly enough. It's got a completely separate number from the one that's on your passport. I think it costs, if the passport cost $80, then the card cost 40, maybe. Go get one as soon as you can. I know the United States government may have just paused all non-essential passport issuances. That's important to do, though. As soon as this gate comes down and you can do it a little bit differently, go for it. 100% go for it and do it. It is important. Okay, where are we? Okay, emergency contact information. First name, last name, relationship to you, child, coworker, friend, other, parent, relative, spouse. If you don't have someone that fits that category, just go ahead and put the category that closest approximates your relationship. But before you do that, while you're filling this out, you call them. And this is something I talked about that hard reset weekend. Call them. Say, hey, listen, I'm filling this in. Is it okay if I use you as an emergency contact? Let them know. Say, hey, what is your actual physical address? So that I can put that in here as well. Also, what is your email, personal, email work, and what is your phone number, your office and your regular cell phone? So that if something weird happens, the United States government can call you and say, hey, we had to go in there and get these people out. We had to send them some information asking them how they were doing, and they didn't reply. Now, you probably just let the email go by because you're thinking, nothing weird is happening here. And I got an email from the STEP program. I'll just ignore it. But what if they need a reply from you? They're going to call that person. Then you're going to get an angry phone call saying, why aren't you answering your emails from the government? Again, I'm giving you something. Hold on, let me stop sharing this page real quick. I'm giving you something that you will not think is important until you need it. I hope you never need it. I hope that long after you hang up your guns and you're wherever you're going to be until the lights go out, you say, ha ha, that YusefWateef, he was always paranoid about everything. He was a prepper and talking about prepping all the time. He talked about enrolling in the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program. But if I'm not, if the world gets stranger, if things get worse before they get better, these tiny things are going to matter. If you have anybody else that you're held accountable for or to, you need to do something like this. If you're taking care of yourself, fine. Maybe you can be irresponsible. If there's anybody anywhere that cares about you, you need to do something like this. If your own sense of self-preservation doesn't kick in, is there somebody you have to care for? Do you have a kid you got to take care of? Maybe a relative, a mom or a dad, any of those things. This stuff, it's critically important. It's critically important. And I'm glad to be, listen, hey, I'm glad to be able to share it with you folks. I enjoy being able to not only talk about fun things, but talk about things that can bring you a little bit of peace of mind later. This is going to be a short Sunday evening. You know, I think I'm going to finish a little bit of coffee, which interestingly enough is a habit I only picked up in Brazil. I'm a tea person by nature. I believe that coffee, particularly one of the things that's popular in America, coffee makes you warlike. It makes you aggressive. It makes you want to go eat someone's face. Tea is something you can drink and have a civilized conversation, even with someone you don't like. You know, even if tea does have caffeine in it, there's something about coffee that gives it that edge, and you get used to it. That's another conversation for another day. So I've also got to get back to work this evening. And for those who don't know, I'm not a YouTuber. I love my YouTube. I love the fact that you guys have been supporting me on YouTube. I love the fact that on Patreon, I'm able to really give critical information that has helped people in a big way, personally, professionally, and financially. But my bread and butter, what I do, and I'm going to share this page with you. I do editing, writing, proofreading right now. I tell people the scariest thing I've had to deal with is that I've been writing a lot of resumes. People hire me to do anything that needs to be done at university level English. Writing resumes, if you have a book, a journal, a paper that needs to be written or edited into university level English, that's what people call me for. If you catch up with me on LinkedIn, that's great, that's fine. I want to be clear, don't look at my resume first. Okay? If you catch me on LinkedIn, I want you to scroll past my resume. My resume is fun, pretty, lots of great experiences, blah, blah, blah. I want you to go all the way down to my recommendations, because this is where people who know who I am say awesome things about me. This is where other business professionals all over the world say, yeah, that guy YusefWateef, he knows his stuff. He actually is everything he claims to be. And that's where that goes. So, as I said, the last thing I'll tell you guys, catch me there, catch me on Patreon, go through and read my 3 descriptions for the things that I do, because I think they're very accurate. It's patreon.com/YusefWateef, and it'll give you a deeper insight into what my lifetime of experience as a former financial professional and a expat and an immigrant and a world traveler, and some of the other things that I've done that can't be discussed on YouTube. That's where you'll find them. So I said all that, and I want to wish everybody a good evening. I want to say thank you. Let's see. Oh, Jason, hold on a second. Jason just asked in the comments. Let's see. Let's post that up here. In the comments, Jason just asked, Jason said, what was the name of your video for how to make high salary teaching overseas? And I'm going to put that on the screen. I'm going to share that with you. There. High salary teaching. That's the video that you're talking about. I brought in a Patreon supporter for a one-on-one coaching session with a high salary international teacher to go into detail on how to do it. It's very much a very specific how to. So I'm going to do this by now, y'all know if I'm looking away from the screen and blah, 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 it's because I can't do 2 things at once, like type and pay attention to you. And yeah, that's not. There we go. There we go. And that should be what you're looking for right there in the comments, Jason. There you go. All right then. And I'm glad to be able to answer that question. And hey, I appreciate you too. And Jason, I'm gonna tell you, like everybody else, please make sure you subscribe, but share this somewhere. Share this on your Facebook or your Twitter, someplace like that, because that's how we grow. That's how we've had so many amazing experiences together here, bringing in so many amazing people. And I hope everybody has a great evening. And thank